Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching us from. If you're tuning in for the very first time, my name is Vandoline Kiawi from the KiawiTechIT Academy's Communication Desk, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to another interesting edition with our President for Europe and Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, today we'll be welcoming Mr. Zebedi Kiawi from our headquarters in Germany. It is a pleasure to welcome you, sir. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Welcome, everyone. It's my pleasure to come on this platform today to share our experience and exchange with you ideas as IT is concerned. Thank you, Vanolene, for all this great job that you are doing for KiawiTech Academy.
Thank you too. And it's a pleasure to have you. So I'm just going to go ahead and give a brief introduction of what we'll be talking about tonight. But before I do that, I give a quick shout out to our viewers. You are all welcome. Please drop a comment to let us know where you're watching from. And would be very happy to know if you have any questions for us, if you have any advice, anything to say, just drop it in the comments. But first, let us know where you're watching from. It is a great and absolute pleasure having you here tonight, and we hope to have a great evening in your company. Most importantly, share this live stream with your friends. So Zebedi, if you haven't shared, I'm just going to give you a minute to share with your network before we come and continue or we start on the program. I'm just going to take a minute to do the same just to make sure that everyone knows that we are here and this is what we're doing this evening. So guys, if you're joining the stream, you're highly welcome. Please take a second to share this live stream with your networks. Let more and more people know that this is happening so that they can be encouraged to bring their friends to hear the good news about what KiawiTech is doing, changing lives, not only in the USA, Europe, even right back in Africa. So what we're doing right now is just sharing this with our networks, and we're hoping that you do same so that we can reach as many people as possible. Thank you so much. Once you join in, please drop a comment. Let us know where you're watching from, and do us a favor to share this live stream with your friends. Share with your network. You never know who is interested in this information or who wants to make a career or start a career, make a change to IT, wherever, whenever, you never know. So please share the information with your friends and let's get going. So are you done, Zebedi? Shared with a few networks? Great. I'm doing so
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
I'm just sharing with a couple of people to make sure we have more people online. Okay, I guess we are good to go. So guys, you're all welcome to the stream. Like I just said, it's a pleasure to have you all. I can already see the comments coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you, Def, for joining. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know. I am in Germany. Oh yes, usual you from Germany. Welcome to the stream. You're welcome, guys. It's a pleasure to welcome you. Hopefully, we are going to have an interesting hour in your company. We hope that you can share this information with your network so that everyone knows there is something. There is a great opportunity here at KiawiTech to be grabbed by any and everyone. So, Mr. Kiawi, just just a little introduction before we proceed, just for those who are joining us, probably for the first time and who have no idea what KiawiTech is or what KiawiTech does. So we are KiawiTech IT Academy, an IT training institute that trains people in the fields of database administration, Azure cloud computing, Amazon Web Services, and most recently, cyber security. So we are growing every day, we are expanding, we are breaking grounds in all parts of the world. As we speak, KiawiTech has its footprint in at least 30 countries in the world. We have our headquarters in Houston, Texas. We have our second base in Germany. We do have participants from the United Arab Emirates, from Asia, from Africa, we have candidates from everywhere, simply because all we do is virtual. We train people virtually, and most importantly, we take people from zero IT backgrounds to professionals. in just 180 days, guys. So if you join Kiawi Tech, whatever field you're interested in, we guarantee to make you an expert in 180 days or less. So this evening, we're going to be talking about something really, really interesting, and that is the possibility of studying at KiawiTechIT on scholarship. We would have been extremely happy to have our the president of our Kiawi Foundation here, but she's caught up. But that notwithstanding, we have the president for Europe and Africa who has just as much information as she does and is going to be giving us that information tonight. But before we get to the scholarship part of this evening, Mr. Kiawi, I just want you to take a minute to give us an overview. What is the Kiawi Tech IT training scheme about? What is it all about?
Okay. Thank you very much, Vandalin, again for this wonderful opportunity. This is a training. Database administration, Microsoft database administration is something that people have not yet mastered, especially here in Africa and in Europe. Maybe in the United States, it is something that most people have already known about it. But here, there's one thing that people have not yet understood. There is no company that doesn't have data to protect. That is something that people have to understand. So, if you know any company that doesn't have data, you can write a comment here and we'll get to the company to tell them that they have data and I will analyze the data for them. So that's something that people should know, which means every company that has data needs that the data should be protected. And who should protect this data is a database administrator. So which means that this is a lucrative field where in every country, no matter how poor, how rich, how middle class the country is, they need a database administrator. So, and we are here to preach this good news to let people know that you have opportunities next to your door, but you are not aware of it. So this is just what happened. If you have to leave to go to the market to buy maybe oranges and you have a shop A and a shop B, but you don't know, and you know that shop A sells oranges and shop B, you don't know that it sells oranges. Anytime you want to buy oranges, you always go to the shop A because you know that it buys oranges. But maybe shop B is selling the oranges at a better rate and offer even better services. Since you don't know, you will never go there. So this is what we are here to create awareness that people should understand that this is a lucrative domain in every country where you find yourself. And this is also an opportunity for people to know that if you see a company that doesn't protect their data, they are also running a risk. Because if you go into a bank and steal 10 billion US dollars, the bank can still survive. But if you steal all the data, which means the bank doesn't know who was the customer, who was working at the bank, how much money they were having in their company, the bank will cease to exist, which means the data is even more important than the values that you can imagine. So we are here today to create awareness for people to know that this is a lucrative domain. It's a lucrative field for people to join. And we are ready to answer all the questions that you have in this live show that we are coming in today. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Thank you so much. That was a rich introduction, I must say. I mean, now you know it. Every company out there has data. I mean, even the shop next by, the shop that only has 20 articles has data because the shopkeeper knows he has an inventory. He knows how many products he bought and how much he's supposed to make from them. All of that is data. So if every company in the world has data, then every company needs a database administrator to better protect this data. But before we come back to the crux of this discussion, I just want to take a minute to welcome all of those joining the live stream. It's really interesting to know that you're watching from all over the world. I'd like to give a huge shout out to Ben Onyash, watching from Kenya, Be My Gwelem Hortensia, watching from Germany. You're welcome to the live stream. Dev Taku, Takota watching from Douala, Cameroon. Wow, you're welcome to the stream. And we have Joel from Cameroon. I mean, guys, you're all welcome to the stream, and it's a great pleasure having you here. As you join the stream, guys, please share this information with your friends, because this evening we would be telling you exactly how you can go about studying at KiawiTechIT Academy for a discount of up to 75%, or maybe at a rate of 0. All totally, who knows? So this is a secret we're going to be unleashing today. And if you don't follow through to the end, you just might miss that juicy information. You want people out there to know that we offer a field of information technology that is extremely lucrative. And let me just tell you, KiawiTechIT has trained more than 700 database administrators who are working all over the world right now, making six-figure incomes. And into the US economy alone, we have injected up to 30 million US dollars in the last 1 year. What other field does that? Guys, we are here today to tell you that there is opportunity in this field. We are here today to tell you that what the Indians have done to make everyone an IT expert in India is possible even in our communities. And that is one of KiawiTech's missions, to make you the next big thing in information technology. And of course, we have Zebedee here to help us follow through with that discussion today, guys. Judah Jimsonbom, you're very welcome to the stream. You're watching from the United Arab Emirates. Welcome, bro. It's a pleasure to have you. As you join the stream, please do well to share this information with your friends. You just never know who out there needs to know that this opportunity is available. And most interestingly, should I say this or should I leave it for the future? You can join any of our trainings with zero tech skills. We don't need you to know anything about database administration. We don't need you to know anything about what we offer. We just need you to come with the zeal to learn, and we would do the rest. So guys, it's going to be an interesting session. Just stay put, follow through with us, and by the end of this session, you will have the secret to how you can become a top earner in the IT field with as little as, in fact, close to nothing paid or spent. So Zebedee, I'm going to come back to you right now. So you talked about database administration being a very lucrative field because every company out there has data. I mean, guys, think about wherever you work, think about your company, whatever company it is, think about it. That company has data. And who manages that data? A database administrator. So if you are a nurse, your hospitals have databases. If you are a teacher, your schools have databases. If you are, let's say, a banker, banks have databases. If you are wherever you are, you can use our skills in your own industry and become a top income earner. And that is what we are here to make you understand today, that we have done this, we have made this possible for hundreds or close to thousands of people out there, and you just might be the next. So back to you, Zebedee. You have already enumerated all of these potentials that exist in the field of database administration. And I would love to ask you at this point, how lucrative? You said it's lucrative, right? So just how lucrative is the field of database administration? Let's take it from the context of Europe, maybe where you are based.
Yes. Thank you very much for that question. What I want people to understand is they should know that we went through the corona pandemic, and it has opened our eyes to know that things are possible which we did not know that they are possible. I'm saying it because I want to watch a live show where I saw someone from who just recovered from the pandemic, who talked about how she recovered from the pandemic, and she was sitting at home and asking herself, does it mean that those who are handicapped cannot work, cannot walk, doesn't do anything? That's how brought to her mind something to think. That is something we have to start thinking now. Is it possible to sit in the comfort of your home and take care of your family and still do work and earn money with database administration? That is very, very possible. So I want to first of all challenge all any lady that feels that if I'm a mother or that I can't do anything again. Database administration has come to solve that problem. Why? Because if you look at it statistically, you will see that more than 80% of the database administration jobs are hybrid jobs, which means you don't need to obviously go to work every day. You can go once a week, twice a week, or thrice a week, but it will all depend because if you are going once a week, it is still possible not to go if you have issues to sort out. It just depends on your relationship, your goodness, how good work you have portrayed where you are working. And not to end it, most jobs are also remote. But it doesn't mean that if you come into this domain, you should aim only at getting a remote job. Because if you are coming in for the first time, may not be possible just to go in for a remote job. It may not be possible. Not that it's not possible. It's still possible, but it may not be possible. But when you start having a job where you go once a week, that's very good. If you even go twice a week and you work 3 times at the comfort of your home, you have the time for the family, you have for the time to also arrange your things. And most database administration jobs are flexible. What do I mean by flexible? These are jobs that they don't say you have to start at 8 o'clock or 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. or 7 p.m. or at this fixed time. No, we have jobs that we know that people, they say if you come at 1 minute past 7 a.m. or 8 or what time, they start telling you that you came late to work. That is not what it is. Majority, I've not yet seen a database administrator job that is not flexible. I've not yet seen that. It maybe it's still to come. Maybe it will come in the future if the world is going behind, but it will not come in the future if the world is going forward, right? So this is a lucrative job for anybody that wants to change the story of his or her life. Why? First of all, the database administrator jobs are well paid. That should be on. That's the honest truth. They are well paid, not because the jobs are so difficult. It's because of the complexity of the job. The type of data that you handle. There's a proverb which you say, the harder the keys, the higher the price. It doesn't mean that it is so hard to perform, but just that to reach that position of giving the keys, that is it. So those jobs are well paid everywhere. Let me take, for example, in Europe, in Germany, where I'm based. If you ask 70,000 euros per annum, it is normal in the database administration that you are asking that amount. Or you ask 80,000, it is very normal that you are asking that amount. But let's take, for example, a job where you want to work like a secretary or maybe
a teacher. Why not?
yeah, secretary, normal jobs, right, which are also easy to do. If you ask that, they look at it as exaggerating, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So this is something, and you ask yourself, but how much energy do I really put in? So the one thing with this job that is good is because it opens your mindset. When you see people working with puzzles, it's not because the puzzle is a very high rated game, but the puzzle is good because it opens your mind. It makes you to think out of the box. That is why this job is so good, because it makes you. It is never a day in the IT field that everything is the same. Just imagine the job, you do the same thing every day. You feel like you are a robot.
Yeah.
In a job where you don't do the same thing every day, today if you do like this, tomorrow you are going to do like that, and the next day you are going to do like this. That is what makes the fun out of this job. So that is why this job, if you analyze it critically, it is very, very lucrative.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. I want to take another minute to say a warm welcome to all of those who are just joining us, guys. So we are talking about the possibilities of studying at KiawiTechIT Academy on a scholarship, and we are saving the best for the last. So we are going to tell you everything about this course, and at the end we would unlock just how possible it is for you and yours who are maybe in low income countries or maybe hard up in developed countries, how you can get a scholarship to study at KiawiTechIT. And mind you, our next session is just around the corner on the 1st of April, which is just about next weekend. We are going to be taking our next batch of database administrators. And of course, you can register right now at www.KiawiTech.com, guys. And of course, we are going to tell you how you can apply for our scholarship scheme. And we are discussing with Zebedee Kiawi, the president for Europe and Africa. He is telling us everything there is to know about the field of database administration, which is, I must say, hot cake at the moment. In the US, in the United States of America, it is a steady, you talked about it being like 70,000 euros, 80,000 euro annual salary in Europe, Germany, why not? So, but in the USA, this is already on the other side. It's like hundreds. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars per annum, guys. And this is no joke. We have more than 700 database administrators testifying to this right now. We change lives. We take you right from where you are. You do not need any knowledge in information technology to join this training. We take you from scratch and walk you right to your job. So I'm going to come back to the questions now, Zebedee. You've enrolled all of this beautiful things that there is to know about database administration, everything there is to know. I mean, it's a rosy field. You can do it from the comfort of your home. You have no hindrance. Basically, you only need internet and a laptop to take this training. And yeah, we make it a lot more easier for people in low-income countries, because KiawiTech has understood that one of the reasons why people do not venture into the fields of information technology is because the cost of training is way higher than they can afford. But our aim, our mission is more humanitarian than financial. So we are here to let you know that the Kiawi Foundation has good news for you. And to hear this good news, you have to stick with us until the end of this program. So let me just ask you again, Zebedee. I want to know, I mean, when someone hears this, he's wondering like, okay, database administration, what is that? That's too much technology. Maybe I need mathematics. Maybe I need physics. Maybe I need this. So what do you need to take a training in database administration at KiawiTechIT?
Very good question. This is a question that I think 90% of the people, or 95 or 99.9 are asking. Yes, this is something very, very important. What you need first is your determination and motivation. This is what you need. And then we give the rest. Though, if you listen to testimonials in our YouTube channels, you are going to understand where everyone is coming from. If you look at our statistics, you will realize that less than 20% of those who have completed our course have IT background knowledge. Less than 20%. That is to tell you, and why are those other 80% completing these trainings and getting job? Because they were determined, they were consistent, and they were motivated. So that is our strategy. You have to be consistent, you have to be motivated, and you have to be determined. And you will make it. The question you should ask is, if A has made it, what makes me not to be able to make it? Why is it I cannot make it? That's the question to ask yourself. Ask yourself this question and tell you, why can't the other person make it and I will not make it? Some other human beings are not supernatural than the other. They are not superhuman beings than you. You are capable of doing it. What the mind of a man thinks, so shall it come to pass. That is how it goes. So if you look at it today, we are going to understand that so many people just feel that IT is not for them. I've had trainees here who are already working. They can testify to you that I talk to them on daily basis not to drop out. And they were at the age of dropping out. And they still, up to today, they always give that glory that you did something to me very good by encouraging me not to drop out. That is it. If you come here, nothing good comes easy. And at not one level, you will think that it is, yes, I know you have to sacrifice. If you don't sacrifice, you can't get it. If you feel that you don't want to sacrifice, it is very okay to you to go and sit at your home, maybe not even work anything and live the life. But you have to sacrifice. When you hear all these rich people, successful people, telling you that they don't have time, you can't understand until you are in their shoes. That's when you understand they'd work for it. This successful work hard for their success. It doesn't come by chance. That is very clear. So you have to do your own part as well as we are doing our own part. I want to narrate that. I want to tell you that if you look at statistics in the United States, if you take our average income salary, we are at six figures. That is very clear. If you take our salary, we are at what we have gathered our statistics. I want to encourage everybody that when our magazine is out with all our information and all our statistics, please grab one, read it, and get the inside information of KiawiTech, what KiawiTech has been doing to other people. You are going to understand that how many people have we trained and shipped to the market? How many people have we changed their lives? KiawiTech is not here. We are building a community, and the rich person is he who has people, not the person that has money. Because if you have money without people, you are. So that is something that you have to bear. KiawiTech has come here to build communities. We have built families from KiawiTech. That's what you should know. We have couples here who have met in KiawiTech and they have formed a family and they are living a happy life. So we are also proud of that. So KiawiTech is not just building a training center, it is building a whole community and changing their lives.
Exactly. So, I mean, you've talked about so many trainees that have left KiawiTech and are now flourishing in the job market. But I would like to know, what is the most interesting zero to expert story that you have in this community, or well, that appealed to you particularly? I just think this might help someone out there who is still doubting. Maybe you're a history student, or maybe you're studying geography and you're wondering if you can make the shift to information technology and you are very unsure. I just want you to let them know some of the transitions that have happened in this community.
Yes, thank you very much again. I will say something that before I joined even the IT environment, I was also in the same shoes as other people were thinking. I did at the university. I studied SAP, yes, and I studied data warehousing. And at one point, I felt that it is not for me as well. So I was a little bit frustrated because it was too strange. Coming from a country where IT knowledge, you study IT in a classroom and you are writing in a book, and you have never touched a computer, and touching a computer in the Western world for the first time was like taking you, Vandolin, and putting in the airplane to become a pilot for the first time, and there's no way to guide you. That is what happened. That is how I was feeling. So, and this is what happened when you join. When you come and you don't have any idea, background knowledge, don't be discouraged. We have everything put in place. Let me give you a story of what happened. One of the training, I had a couple of examples that I can narrate, but for the sake of time, let me just give you one. I had to travel a distance of 3 hours, and in the distance of 3 hours, I was driving and I could not talk in the car because I was trying to convince a trainee not to drop. A trainee told me that I'm working maybe in a farm, and I've the only computer knowledge is that I can check my emails. Yes,
like many other people, of course.
Yes, I can only check my email, and the email was even created by someone else, and I had to pay. So this is the first. And at one point, the trainee felt that she is not up to the task. So, and I told her, stay consistent, be motivated till the day that you will not be able to go further. But for now, you are going further, right? If you have a problem, reach out and we will do everything to help you. And thank God that the trainee has even helped bring a lot of trainees to KiawiTech because of her story. And I'm very proud of the trainee that she has succeeded, and she's happy of what we have done to her. So this just to answer the question, to say, we have put in place those who have zero computer knowledge. We are not talking about IT, computer knowledge. You have never touched a keyboard. You have never touched a mouse. We also do have a partnership with some of our partners that are willing to take you through. We are not only, if you are not even willing to take this course, what you need to do is even come there and let's give you that course, that give you this training to even to get used to the computer. KiawiTech is already offering a basic computer knowledge even for mothers. I know my aunt is about 70, 80 years and she has never touched a computer. She says she doesn't want to know because people are talking about this computer. She doesn't want to know. So she doesn't want to do this course, but want to know about it. We are equally doing that. Just come to KiawiTech. We are going to send you there, and we will lead you from zero because they are telling you, please. It's like teaching a child how to walk. That is what we are doing at the level of KiawiTech. So, if you want to take the course, please just be motivated. Come. We are going to lead you through. We have all the categories of people in KiawiTech that want to take this course. So, please come in, and we are going to lead you through. It is not possible. What we need from you is determination, motivation, and consistency.
That's really interesting. I mean, every time we talk about this topic, I like to remember something that Dr. Dennis Kiawi once said. If you know how to click, come, we will show you how to click and make money, guys.
Exactly.
That's a really interesting one that I like to remember because, I mean, basically, all of the trainees we are telling you about, we took from scratch. I mean, like they came in with zero IT backgrounds, and then we walked them right to their offices, and we don't leave them there. We accompany them all through the way until when they feel like, I mean, there's never a time when you feel like you no longer need us because we are always here and we remain family, like you have said. So I'm seeing a question here. I'm just going to bring it to the screen. Dev Dakota says, what to do to get the scholarship? Is it full or partial scholarship? Thank you so much, Dev. I just said we are saving the best for the last. So we are going to talk about the scholarship program in the last 10 minutes of this program. And we are going to elaborate and give you all the information you want to know about this scholarship. And I'll just give you a hint. There is a possibility for a full and partial. So either ways, we offer both, but you have to hang on to hear the conditions that will make you eligible to earn one of these scholarships. So thank you so much for that question. Just hang on. We are coming to that in the last 10 minutes of this program. So right now we are just going to go back to talking about I mean, when they talk about certification programs like this, I think a lot of people think about the USA, where it has been a tradition for multiple years. So let me ask you this question. What is the situation like in Europe or say Germany where you're based? Oh, let's welcome our student representative. Oh, I can welcome to the stream, Rita. Rita, can you hear me? If you can hear me. Oh, your volume is a bit faint. I can hear you, but it's faint. Can you go again? Can you say that again, please? Yes, hello, I can hear you, but it's really faint.
I think there should be some connection issues.
Okay, no worries. While you join again, Rita, we will just go on with the discussion. We were talking about the situation of certification programs like the database administration course that we offer in Europe, because some people might want to know, does this work in Europe? Does it work in Germany? I mean, it's clear it's been working in the US for multiple years, but a lot of people are unsure how this works in Germany. So can you tell us about it?
Yes, about being sure or unsure is one of the things I've been talking about, which is about awareness. People have not been aware of so many things. I spoke today with a student who just finished from in an IT program, bachelor IT course here in informatics. And when I talk about the program that we are offering, He was a little bit baffled, and I could see that he was even interested in joining the course. But I can assure you again that this course, we have equally people who have finished with bachelor in informatics and they have taken our course. There are so many of them. If you listen to our testimonials, that's when you will understand that they are coming, they have bachelor's degree, and some of do have master's degree, but they realize that what KiawiTech is doing in their 6 months is more than what they spent 3 to 5 years just to obtain certification. Talking about certification, this is something that is internationally recognized. Certifications are being carried out, done, taken directly from Microsoft, and they are worldwide recognized. So don't feel that if you take a certification anywhere, where you are in South Africa, you are in Mozambique, you are in Ukraine, you are in Russia, you are in Dominican Republic, you are in Brazil, you are in China, you are in South Korea, anywhere you are even in Australia, the certification is the same. The exam is the same. And we do train you. We have our director for public relations who takes care of this certification, who encourages you, who guides you through this process to take. And he's guiding everybody, no matter where your location is not a problem. It doesn't matter where you are, because the certification is the same certification everywhere. So if you are looking at our statistics also in Europe, I'm going to just tell you that we have scored in Europe 100% from our trainees. There's no training in Europe that we have trained. We're not talking about dropouts. We are talking about people who have finished our course. So, because we don't count dropouts as our trainees who have finished the course. So, which means if you have finished the course, know that you are going and you will get a job. We're not giving you the job. We are not preparing the way for you. We are preparing you for the way. So
Okay, that's
we are preparing you for the way. And
exactly.
if you look at, I've once asked a question to one of our trainees who finished here in Germany, that you are from the informatic, you did software development, and you have been out of job for 1.5 years. How many jobs interview have you gone after applying? And you are finished from KiawiTech. How many job interviews did you get in 3 weeks? 3 weeks, 21 days. If you have gotten 30 job interviews in 3 weeks, it means that it was more than one per day.
Yeah.
Take the statistic. I told the trainee, please take the statistic and analyze it yourself. I don't need to analyze it for you. Do the analysis yourself. And you will see that the job market in Europe in general is still very, very virgin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody, there is what we call the job boom in the IT market in Europe. Please take the opportunity and grab your own piece of the cake.
Okay, I mean, we have talked at length about the opportunities that are available in the USA and in Europe. So I would like to welcome Kate Wairimu to the stream. She's from Kenya and she's asking to know what opportunities there are for those who live or reside in Africa. So she wants to know. Or organizations wanting to keep their data within their countries, what opportunities are available to us? So I think you should go ahead. Let's
Yes.
just give me 1 minute to if Rita's sound is adjusted now. She can say a quick hello before we proceed. Rita, can you hear us? Rita, are you there? Okay, we can hear you, but you're still a bit faint. Okay, it's a little better now. You're welcome to the stream.
I think the sound is very, very low.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we can hear you, Rita, but it's really the sound is low. So, well, And she got kicked out again. Okay, anyways, we'll come back to Kate's question. What opportunities are there for people who take this training from Africa?
Yes. The issue is that what so many people in Africa believe on leaving their house, go and do and work manually and work physical, do physical jobs. That's what they believe. That is something that people need to understand. I met a lady in Cameroon who is working for a company in Egypt, and one I also met a guy who was working for a company in South Africa. And we were discussing, and I asked them, "How did you apply?" They started narrating their stories. One thing is people should understand that the jobs they shouldn't believe on getting jobs that are being recommended by somebody and they call you and say, "Come and take a job here and do." They should know that you can go literally online and look for jobs, search for jobs, and apply. Until you try, you will not know that it is possible. But that is very, very possible. So if you limit yourself in a particular zone, that is how you also limit your growth. So which means if you are in Africa, you are in Kenya, you are in Tanzania, you are in Uganda, you are in Congo, you are in Rwanda, why do you think that you should work only in the country where you are living? Why? If they give you the opportunity to do the job, why don't you say, "I will do the job no matter where I am"? So the issue with IT jobs is that it is possible. I met a company here in Germany, and when we were speaking, I realized one of the in the panel, one of the persons in the panel was from Ghana, and I could recognize from the accent. So from the accent, I thought that he was in Europe. So when we discuss, we come to normal small talks, and I asked the person, "Where are you?" We hear that I'm in Accra. And I
Oh,
was a little bit, yeah, I was a little bit surprised to hear that he's in Accra.
Ghana.
Yes, working for a German company.
Oh,
That is
nice.
very interesting. And working from that is how I asked him, "How did you get this job? How did you come in contact?" He said he listened to this the company was doing like a live webinar, and he joined. And he asked a lot of questions. After he get in contact with the company, and they were writing. And one time he saw a job opportunity, and he wrote to the people and said, "I've been in communication with you, but I saw that you people have a job opportunity, and I have." They said, "Okay, please send in our CV, let's review." And they made an interview for him. They conducted the interview, and he was taken, and he was given a job. That was very, very interesting to hear that story. And people don't believe that those things are happening, but they are happening. We have the opportunity in your nose, in front of your house, but you are not grabbing it. Please grab the opportunity, because there are so many of them. I once saw Amazon advertising 20,000 database administration jobs in South Africa. That was very interesting. But you still see people living in the same country who doesn't have job those jobs do exist. So it was very, very interesting to see such an announcement. And I realized I went to Cameroon one time, and I realized that we have like the credit union, right? They have databases, but it is a local database that they are performing, which means that they have the knowledge, but they don't have the expertise. And people are still languishing there, not having the job, and they are not going there. The issue that they should be able to go there and propose to them that this is what I have on the table. Please, I can better your services. This is what I have, and they will listen to you. Until you try, you will not know that it is possible. Just make a trial. Just try and see if it is possible. Try one, try the second time, third time, fifth time, and even try to the 1,000th time. Why should you give up? Give
Exactly.
it
And
up
I'm
to
just going to
one
add,
option.
if you permit, I'll add to that, Kate. There is a plethora of opportunities in Africa, especially because this field of database administration is pretty new to the continent. So, as we already said in the beginning, every company, every single company you know out there has a database. A database
Yes.
must not be like a professional database, the ones that we manage with the known systems, but they have data that they store. And unfortunately, what happens in Africa is most of the data is stored in physical form. So, what happens if there's a fire? What happens if something happens? So, these opportunities are out there. But when you go through our program, we give you all, we open you up to all the possibilities that you have out there with this training. And to tell you the honest truth, we have many trainees who have taken this course from Africa and who are flourishing in the field, not only in their countries but in other countries. I think the last trainee who got a job, the last KiawiTechIT trainee who got a job from Douala, Cameroon. I think the job was from a different country and it was a remote job. He was going to stay in Cameroon and work for a company in Zambia, for instance, or he was going to stay in his home, in his room in Yaoundé and work for a company in Kigali. Who knows? So, guys, you are not limited. The search is limitless and the opportunities are countless. So thank you so much for that question. It was a great and a mind-tickling one. So you have heard from both Zebedee and myself, there are limitless opportunities for you out there in Africa. All you need to do is grab them. Go out there and grab them. And we have
Yes,
another
just
question.
to add to that, I wanted to add something.
Okay.
I got a trainee call me getting a job from the United States, and the job was from Poland. I was I was a little bit shocked. You are living in the United States where we know that all the jobs are there, but you are getting a job from Poland. So this was so interesting in hearing from this trainee that he's getting a job from Poland, and you may see also people living here who does not know that these jobs do exist. Yeah. So just to I've come in contact with now I counted there are 15 Cameroonians that I've come in contact with from last year till this year, who are coming into Germany from Cameroon. That is very, very interesting. And coming in to take jobs in Germany. Just imagine living in Cameroon, they conducted the interview in Cameroon and they gave them the job, the contract, the working contract, and they moved from Cameroon to Germany to take up these jobs, IT jobs. In number, there are 15 now. I happen to be also to work in a field before where if you come in, you need my services as well. That's one of the reasons why I got to know these people, because they need my services as well. Because you are coming in, there are certain things they need to do, and they need somebody who can guide them, give them tell them what they need to do. So because they're asking for the document, they are not aware. They always direct them to me. Please get in contact to Mr. Kiawi. He will guide you through. That's how I got to know them. Why are you sitting there claiming that you're not having a job? Why? Because it is a matter of choice. If you want, where there's the will, there is a way. Please go out and look for the job and you'll get it.
Yeah, good one. So you can see another question here from Dev. Dev, thank you so much for being so engaged tonight. We appreciate you. And you are asking to know, after doing SQL Server Database Administration, can we follow with the AWS, or is it recommended to follow with Azure?
Yes, this is a question which is individual. It doesn't mean that you can, if you do the database administration, it's the basics of all this. If you have it, because if you go into Azure Cloud Computing or Amazon Web Services, they expect you to have some basic knowledge of database administration, because they're not going to start teaching you the basics as we do here. That is something. So when it is your individual decision in which direction I want to go, there are different directions. So these are not just the two directions you can go. There are so many of them that you can go in for, depending on your interests, your level, your area of interest. So
and of course, Dev, if you need more information about that on a personal basis, you can always call our number, which is on your screen right now. Just contact us for personalized coaching and mentorship or referrals, and we'll let you know maybe the advantages of doing either AWS. AWS is Amazon Web Services, or Azure, so that we can help you make a decision on that. So you've already heard, it's personalized. There's no general formula as to leave from DBA to either AWS or Azure. And thank you so much for that one. So it's been 50 minutes. Did you realize that we've been here for 50 minutes?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
And then now
interesting. Huh?
I think, yeah, it was interesting. And you don't see the time pass because, I mean, there is just so much for people to know out there. So, but of course, I know that the main reason why we are here today is to know how we can benefit from a scholarship to take a training at Kiawi Tech IT Academy. So, Def, we are coming to your question right now. Maybe we should go back to this question and thanks for it. What do you do to get a scholarship, please? Is it a full or a partial scholarship? So the question is in two phases, and I guess we'll start with the first one. What do you do to get a scholarship at KiawiTech?
Yes. Yes, KiawiTech IT Academy works in collaboration with Kiawi Foundation, and we have no influence on what the Kiawi Foundation does. That's one thing people should understand. They do examine any uh, application for scholarship and do take their decision according to how the situation is being analyzed. That is one thing. So, and to come to this question, the scholarship for any scholarship to be granted, you first of all have to go through the website of the KiawiTech, www.kiawifoundation.org, and you scroll right down and you will see right down where you have the impresum. You will also equally have the scholarship, and when you click on the scholarship link, it will open then and you can apply. You can choose either you're applying for a full scholarship or a partial scholarship, but it is not a guarantee that the scholarship will be given, because if not everybody is going in for the scholarship, and the Kiawi Foundation also do have a budget to take care as the scholarship is concerned. We are trying our best to let everybody take up this course. If they don't have their budget enough, they can give you a special scholarship, or if they don't have the means to give you a scholarship, they may not give you the scholarship. And these are things that people need to understand, that you have to apply. But there's one criteria that the Kiawi Foundation do take as priority. Everybody from the less income country do get a scholarship from KiawiTech, which is from Kiawi Foundation, which is a special scholarship. That is, if we have our course, they do subsidize more than about 75% of the scholarship for everybody from a less income country. So if you are from a less income country, it is not say that if you are from a less income country, it is automatic. You have to apply, which means that if you are in Kenya, you are in Malaysia, you are in Brazil, and you want to get the scholarship, you equally have to apply. The scholarship is not automatic by identifying that you are from this country, which is considered less income country, that is granted to you. No, you have to literally apply, because it is a foundation that has to file in their expenditure. What have they been carried out as projects? That is what they do. So when you apply in KiawiTech and you are in one of these countries, please go to Kiawi Foundation and send in your application for the scholarship. But now send in a partial scholarship. They will do their necessary check. The reason why it is not automatic is because, one, the Kiawi Foundation have got a lot of experience as fraud is concerned as the scholarship towards the scholarship. Let me just tell you an example. Somebody maybe from Benin is living in the United States and has a call, maybe relatives in Benin, and decides to come into KiawiTech and register and claim that he's in Benin and send in a Benin number, right? But living in the United States or maybe living in France. Then you grant this person the scholarship because the person is from the low income country. Later on, you realize that the person just played tricks, but is actually not living in low income country. You have literally taken up a possibility from somebody who is really suffering, and you are using it. Whereas this opportunity could have been given to someone else that could help the person. And 1,000 euros here is equivalent to 100,000 francs CFA for someone in Cameroon, right? So, which means you find there's somebody seeing 100,000 francs CFA, Benin currency, is as high as somebody seeing 1,000 euros in Europe. So that's why the Kiawi Foundation is laying emphasis that when you apply, they have to do the necessary check. When they do the necessary check and everything is okay, they grant you that scholarship. That's why everybody must apply. Yeah, that is for accountability purposes. So, but we do also have people who are get 100% scholarships, either from the developed countries or for less income countries. We do also grant that. Situations are being monitored individually. It is not global. But as I've said, Kiawi Foundation has the autonomous right to decide who gets the scholarship and who will not get it, because they are also working on a budget. That is what people should also understand. And you can't sponsor this program from nothing. We do have trainees who are finished in KiawiTech and they want to sponsor people from less developed countries. And they pass, when they want to sponsor, they do come to Kiawi Foundation and they do the sponsoring, tell the Kiawi Foundation, please do the necessary check for us. We are sponsoring. We have had trainees. Listen to our testimonials. You will see a lot of trainees willing to sponsor 1 or 2 trainees from less developed countries. And they don't care where you are coming from. Whether you are coming from South America, Asia, Africa, or anywhere, but it should be a less. That is what they give as condition for their sponsorship. We do also have organizations that do come in and give their own criteria how they want their scholarship to be given out. Kiawi Foundation is not only sponsoring those taking courses here. We do sponsor people in needs of in financial need. We do have a lot of children who cannot even afford basic education back in Africa, in less developed countries that they do take care of. They are not only sponsoring people taking up this course. This course is just part of the thing that they do, but they have a lot of program in their portfolio. And if you are listening to this and you are willing to also sponsor anybody or help anybody, Kiawi Foundation is also there. Go to www.kiawifoundation.org and you go to sponsorship. You can see if you want to apply for a scholarship or you want to sponsor something or donate. You can even donate just $10, $5. It will help somebody. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean, that explanation was very elaborate. And what we retain from that is that, first, there is a default kind of, let's say, default scholarship for all trainees taking this program from low-income countries. And when we talk of low-income countries, Africa is the continent that comes to mind, but there are other countries of the world that are considered low-income countries. So, of course, I mean, to prove that your country is, or to check whether you are actually from a low-income country, the only way you can do that is you apply. You apply for the scholarship on our Kiawi Foundation website, and then the scholarship board will look at your application and grant you this scholarship if you are taking the training from a low-income country. So this is the Kiawi Foundation and KiawiTechIT Academy's initiative to give back to society. I mean, our CEO believes that we have been blessed with so much, and you can only but bless other people. And what better way is that to bless someone than to help him fish instead of giving him the fish to eat? So our training is basically teaching you how to catch the fish for yourself. And we have been able to do this for countless people over the years. So guys, if you have anybody who is thinking of taking our database administration training from any part of the world, or most interestingly, low-income countries, Cameroon, Gabon, Nigeria, wherever, let them know that there is a default 75% scholarship for people taking our training from low-income countries. And the only condition, Dev, this answers your question. What do we do to get the scholarship? This is what you do. You apply for the scholarship on the Kiawi Foundation's website, which is scrolling down your screen. It is www.kiawi.org. That's it. Kiawi for short. Kiawi.org. If you go there, you're going to see our scholarship section. Just look for the training you want to apply for and apply for the scholarship. So once you apply for the scholarship and it can be proven that you are actually in a low income country, you are going to qualify for the 75% discount granted to people taking our training from low income countries. But of course, there is the possibility of getting a full scholarship, but your case would need to be examined by the scholarship board of the Kiawi Foundation. And at the end of the examination, they would decide if your case is pertinent enough for a scholarship. And of course, it's not limited to people in low income countries. You can get a scholarship depending on if you can show proof of extreme hardship in any part of the world, you can be eligible for our scholarship. So thank you so much for that elaborate answer, Mr. Kiawi. We are going to take a few more questions that we have on the chat here. There is one from Pascal Damien. Damien, you're welcome to the stream. And he asks to know what areas or domains of your service have a good prospect for the near future in the next 5 to 6 years?
Yes, this is we talked about when we are living in the Western world, you hear every company talking about data protection. Data protection. We know for the recent year, for the last 1.5 years, the law of data protection that has been seriously intensified in every domain. Where in companies, if you are working in any company here in Europe, you will understand that the data protection law was very, very serious, and everybody is taking it serious. And that is our domain of expertise. We are improving in this domain. How can data be well protected? Nobody wants his or her data to be given dish out just like food in a street. So we are trying our best to improve on data protection measures as database administration is concerned. When we talk about data protection, it can be anything. Maybe stealing products from a company and copying them. That is data. We hear fights every day between Samsung and Apple, because they are stealing. What is the data they are stealing? They are stealing the nature, the samples of their product to send out to the market. That is their data. It needs to be protected. In every domain, there must be data protection. And when you go back to less developed countries, you see that data protection is not even a problem. And they don't understand the implication. I want to just take an example. I used to see the GCE board in Cameroon publish the results of people you have passed in this number of papers with your full names and the name of the school. And after that, you hear people committing suicide because of the result. I've seen my friend has seen that I did not pass. That is what we call data protection. Their data was not protected. Let's come back here in the universities here in Europe. You never see any university publish results of students at a university publicly. But we do get it in Africa. The university will publish the results of people. You go there and take a picture of it. That's not, data is not protected. You hear that you go to the administration and they tell you that the office was burned 3 years ago. We have no reason. We cannot offer you the services that you are asking for.
Yes.
Data was stored physically, and that is not the case. You go to banks, you see people saving their money, they are writing in a book. You go home here, you get an accident, the booklet is in your pocket, it falls down, and you cannot know how much you are having. And that you cannot say that is data protection. Data needs to be stored somewhere where it can be protected. You see a lot of companies now moving to the cloud. Why? Because in the cloud, you also have this issue of storing data that can be retrieved at any moment. That is some of the things that we do. Some people do also have their grudges, their disgruntled about the cloud, and in every domain there must be an advantage and a disadvantage of every situation if you do critically analyze it. But it lies back that every company must have a policy and they must work according to their policies. That is what we know. That our future is to promote this data protection, secure this data protection the way we can, and expand the awareness to countries that are not being aware that data protection should be a major challenge in every country.
Yes. Yeah, so thank you so much. So can you now directly answer his question? What domain of ours or that is offered by KiawiTechIT has a good prospect for the near future?
Wait, yes, I think I've answered it maybe in just in a global form. The domain that we are talking about now is database administration. That's a full domain that is for the near future, because now we are gradually launching Azure. We are not only launching now Azure cloud computing. We are launching Azure DevOps, Azure cloud computing and DevOps. We are combining the two, because that is where the most countries now, if you look at it, you will realize that 80% of the companies now are moving to the cloud. And if everybody, even individuals, are trying to save their data in the cloud. And we are striving to it. If you even look at Microsoft, you realize that they have stopped certain certifications because they say they're no longer valid. So what they're doing now is they are moving to certifications that are really valid. If you look at database administration curriculum, if you look at our curriculum, you will realize that we have what we used to call before in 2008 mirroring, but it is outdated. And now we have what they're calling it always on, which is replacing that. So these are some of the things that we in our course curriculum. What we do is every year the course curriculum is never the same. If you look at this year, you will see that we are not just calling it SQL Server Database Administration. We are calling it SQL Server Database Administration and Azure Cloud Computing.
Thank you so much.
Some of the things that are some of this restructuring that we are trying to do internally. So we are not just sleeping. Our cost structure, if you look from the beginning, you see that our cost structure is never the same every year. It is always changing, and we are trying to adapt to the nature, to the evolution that is taking place everywhere. We are not also staying fixed.
Okay, thank you so much. That was a really elaborate answer. We have another question in the chat, which I think is directed to Mrs. Rita. It's unfortunate that her network is a bit shaky at the moment, but he has a concern which is going directly to the Student Services Department. Okay, so Ben Onyash, thank you so much for your comment. We get your problem with the application process. And if Rita does not come on to take your question, Rita, I can see Rita is back online. So this question is directly related to you, Rita. So Ben says he has applied, but there was a complaint that he made multiple applications and he doesn't know how to proceed. So Ben, Rita is your contact person. Maybe she'll just tell you right now how to get to her for this very individual situation. Rita, can you hear us? Okay.
I think her network is a challenge. Maybe I can just put in there and give Ben an answer. I know some of the people, when they do the application, they are very, very impatient. So what I want to tell them is that they have to be patient. There's practically, if the system, because if you can hear that you have been asked by the admin that I made multiple applications, it means that it is automatically generated, which they have realized that you have made multiple applications. Maybe it can be because he made the application, he has not yet gotten a reply, and he's so anxious to get a reply, and he's not yet getting it, and he keep on making another application, maybe feeling that they did not see. Please stay tuned until the 1st of April. As from the 1st of April, you start getting replies from the Kiawi Foundation. Kiawi Foundation will not react before the 1st of April when the orientation day has started. So after that, that's when you are going to get a reply from the Kiawi Foundation. So please, if you have applied, just know that they have received your application. They will get back. The team will get back to you as from the 1st of April. So I know that because I've had a couple of messages coming in, or I've applied, I've not gotten any reply. I don't know if I've been given a scholarship. No, they also have a lot of things in their hand, and they know they also do have their modus operandi, which you cannot be influenced by the KiawiTech. So
Yeah.
yes.
So thank you so much. I mean, so we retain that you can be patient, but if you really must talk to someone to understand the situation, of course, we have our student services contact in the chat. Feel free to write to Rita or give her a call, and then she'll be able to break the situation down to you, to your individual personalized problem. Thank you so much for joining this stream. I mean, it's been a rich session, and right now it's 90 minutes. We've been here for 95 minutes. It's been a long, rich, and enriching session. And we have heard all there is to hear about our training in database administration, Azure cloud computing, Amazon Web Services. We have heard about the possibilities of getting a 75% scholarship by default or by virtue of the fact that you live in a low-income country, or having a full scholarship if you can demonstrate extreme financial difficulty to our Kiawi Foundation. So guys, feel free to apply to our training. Our next session comes up on the 1st of April, which is next Saturday already, just around the corner. Spread the news with your friends. Do not be afraid to apply for our training. You stand the chance of getting a 75% discount just by virtue of the fact that you live in a low-income country. And that is KiawiTechIT Academy's gift to you and to yours. So seize this opportunity to change your life, not only today, but tomorrow and forever. And I just want to mention something about Pascal Damien's question. He said prospects for the next 5 to 6 years. And I'm just tempted to say that the field of database administration will only get more relevant because the world is becoming more complex, right? Everything is becoming more complex. So it can only increase in relevance. Data is not going anywhere. If anything, it's only increasing. So, Rita was kicked out again. That's unfortunate, but it's been a rich session with you today, Zebedee. Thank you so much for taking this time out to talk to us and to talk to our audience on all the topics that we have covered here tonight. I mean, I'm just going to give you like 2 minutes just to end this session, just to tell our viewers what there is to benefit from this field of database administration, and one last time, how affordable the course is for anybody who is interested.
Yes, we will. I will be telling people that I'm not here to discredit any field, but to also encourage you that there are other fields that, as age is coming, you can also do it. Whether you like it or not, you cannot fight nature. That should be well understood. There are certain jobs with certain age, it's not even possible to do it. When you do it at a certain age, it is killing you. And there's also one thing, at a certain age, it's not also possible to learn a new career, because even the brain doesn't process the information the way it should. The brain is also tired and it can't capture. Let's take, for example, a mother of 70 years who want to learn Chinese. I'm telling you, you will teach that Chinese for the mother till the mother will be 10 years. You may capture only 1 or 2 words because the brain is also tired. So what I'm saying is here, whatever job we are ready, 1, for people who are ready for career change. 2, for people who want to also improve in their financial status. 2nd, for people who have long-term career prospect. This domain is not a domain for people with short-term career prospect. That's one thing they should understand. So, and they should also you should also understand that what we need from you is just a determination, consistency, and motivation, and we will give you the rest. We have had people of age in KiawiTech who have challenged their children because the children came in to this training and did not make it, and they took the challenge to tell the children that I'm even your mother of age, I'm going to do it. People above 50 still doing it. We have had people above 60 doing it. We all have all types of stories. Please take this opportunity. Think of what you want to do to your life. Please know that life, nature is also something that you cannot fight. And at one point, you should also determine so that you should also analyze yourself and see, what I'm doing, can I do, for how long can I do this? What do I need for the next 5 to 10 years or the next coming years in my life? At 60, am I able to do what I'm doing today? So what should I do for myself to be able to sustain my living even when I'm above 60? We are living in Europe, especially in Germany, where retirement age is 67, and they are threatening to bring us 69, and you will soon hear 70. So please think of this and make a good decision for your life. Make a good decision when you still have the power, the energy to be able to make that decision. So I'm here to encourage everybody. If you are listening to us and you have not yet applied, please get in touch with us at info@KiawiTech.com or call the numbers that is on your screen. Somebody will get in touch with you and clarify all your doubts. And we are going to ride the boat. We are going to change the narratives here where we think that we coming from poor countries, migrating from poor countries and coming into developed countries are bound to do certain jobs. We are going to break those eyes, break those narratives, and we are going to make people understand that we are people that we can do everything that any other person can do it.
Exactly. And of course, we would become the new India. Why not?
Yes. Even more. India will be looking for us.
Exactly. So thank you so much for this brilliant discussion, Zebedee. It was a great pleasure having you here tonight.
Thank you very much, Madeleine.
And
It's always a pleasure coming here anytime you feel to bring me to the show to share my own experience. I'm always ready, and also with my team, we are always ready.
with our pleasure. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to everyone watching us out there. Thank you so much to everyone who was here participating in the chat. I want to give you a huge shout out. Pascal Damian, thank you so much. Ben Onya.
I think we lost Vandoline there. And I just want to say thank you, everybody, for watching. It was a great pleasure being in this session, and I'm happy to have exchanged my experience to share with you and be able to answer all your questions. Please feel free to reach out to the KiawiTech Academy anytime, and we will gladly reply all your worries.
Exactly. Once again, thank you, Dev Takuda, Kate Y. Rimu, Rita, Juliet Edinobi, Judah Jimson Baum, all of you who were here tonight. It was a great pleasure having you. So remember this, you need zero IT skills to join our training. You can be from any field. We don't have any entry-level requirements apart from your internet connection and your laptop, and of course a registration. And what are you waiting for? Go ahead and register right now at www.KiawiTech.com, and then we would see you on the other end. We have a big orientation class coming up on the 1st of April, far ahead of our next batch, which starts sometime in the week after. So it's a pleasure. We're going to be happy to see you. We will post all information about that orientation session on our platform. So stay tuned, guys. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Follow us on all of these platforms to get more information on how especially you can benefit from the scholarship scheme, which we elaborated here this evening. Thank you once again. Have a great evening to you and to yours, to your friends. Share the good news, and we would see you in the next session. From us in the studio, it is a bye. Bye, Zebedee, and bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.